per side. Cossack squats, that's those lateral squats we did last week. I said 5 squat jumps. If jumping is not an option, it could just be 5 squats. And then 10 hollow body rocks. This is meant to be some variation of a core exercise. So if hollow body position, which I'll show you momentarily after a warm up, is not an option for your head or neck, whatever it is, find something else, right? Nothing crazy there. We're going to do it every minute on the minute for 8 minutes, 3 per side single leg deadlift. You can increase the volume here. So you can do 4 to 5 reps per side, but ultimately I want to make sure you have enough rest between. So we're kind of hitting this at a consistent cadence, all right, on the minute. You may add weight or take weight away as it feels appropriate for this. And then we have 3 total, excuse me, 3 rounds of 10 front-loaded good mornings, 10 per side dumbbell reverse lunges. We're not alternating, so 10 per side, 10 one side, then the other. And then we have alternating renegade rows and a 20, I said weighted plank. If you don't have something to put on your back, which I don't here, you could just do plank hold. Okay. And that could be something that's very much you can time on your own watch if you want to do so, or on your own device. So let's continue or start with cat cows. Finding tabletop position. Let's go through our floor warm up. Check in. And or so. If you want to do a few more, a few less, it's fine. After 10 or so, let's do bird dogs. Extending opposite arm and leg. The arm is a bonus. I prefer the leg. Keeping that pelvis relatively neutral. So trying not to lift the hips, just the feet. Here, let's go ahead and, or so take your time with those. Transitioning to the shin boxers or 90-90s, right? So feet are shoulder hip width apart. We're going to shift to one side. You can lean over that leg if that feels nice, although it's not necessarily a requirement. To shift side to side, you can either lean back or keep your back vertical, but I prefer lean back personally. And 10 of these. We're actually gonna, after these, we're gonna take a half kneeling or just half kneeling position, basically just taking a knee, essentially. We're gonna do kind of 2 directions. We're gonna do forward and back and side to side. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm doing forward and back. I'm gonna be kneeling here. So I have my right leg in front, left leg down, or left knee down. Your foot can be active or passive. I don't care about what that position is. That's up to you. I'm gonna first squeeze my butt on my left butt cheek. So I'm gonna get the leg that's down. Then brace here, so I'm not changing the angle of my back. If this is a stretch, you're gonna stay here. If you can lean without changing this or your butt squeeze, then that's fine. But that's more of a bonus, yeah? If you have room, right, you're gonna reach back with your hips, in this case, my right hip, right? And I'm gonna, can't keep my knee bent on this one, so I'll switch legs so you can see. But when I lean back, this is for this hamstring here. I keep my knee bent a little. That's just my personal choice. If you like a leg straight, that's okay. So you're going to be oscillating back and forth between extending the back hip opening it, maybe leaning forward and shifting back. If you need to get yoga blocks or holding onto your couch, that's okay. But ultimately, I want to do this 3 to 5 times. Okay, so being gentle with either this quad on the one side or hamstring on the opposite. I'm going to switch because it was uneven, but you get the idea. The butt squeeze is critical, a gentle brace. And you can straighten that hand, that opposite leg if that feels okay, but I tend to keep the leg bent because I like to. So that's our kind of forward and back, right? So we're going quad, hamstring on opposite legs, right? Speaking of adductors, okay, the opposite one's going to be, right? I am still half kneeling here, but in this case, my foot is out kind of to the side. So my ankle, this ankle heel is lined up with the knee. So from the side, it should look something like this, right? And essentially, whatever leg I have down, in this case, my left, I'm gonna squeeze that butt cheek, and then I'm gonna lean this way, my right. So I feel a gentle stretch in this sort of groin adductor. Should you feel inclined, although not required, some people add weight to this. So some people will take a weight and just kind of let that kind of, I don't know, add to the party, but that's not a requirement. Okay. So we're gonna be butt squeezed. And you don't have to go super far, right? You can just touch end range and then come back. You should be able to breathe in through your nose fully. Fully exhale, right? We'll do this a few times. I say a few, whatever feels good. And then we switch sides. So same thing. This back foot can turn in. I don't really mind what this back foot's doing, but this leg that's down, you're squeezing your butt. That same idea. Neutral rib cage. And it's going to notice a difference side to side, right? So one side might be tighter than the other. Yep. Okay. For me, it's all about this one. This is just the direction I'm traveling. You might feel a little stretch on this guy too, perhaps. Good. So let's talk about hollow body rock since we're on the floor or near the floor, and then we'll work our way back to standing. Essentially, we're going to start with a hollow body position. That's just the holding part, which is always an option. This is where your knees are tucked to your chest and your chin is tucked to the sort of center of the body to support the head. So essentially, you want to be in kind of a knees to chest, shoulders off the ground, low back is on the ground, so there's no gap here. And then if I feel so inclined, I can maybe extend the arm, extend a leg, some combination of those two things. So it's just the hold itself. There's no gap. Okay. If I can rock, great. If that feels like a hard no, that's fine. We can just hold a position, right? If this is too heady, because the head and neck do take a beating here, you drop the head, bring the knees down for starters. Still want that same nice contact with the floor, but just keeping these, right? Go back to this good old-fashioned dead bug. So same-sided, opposites, weighted, or any ab piece of your choice, basically. So that's sort of, the dead bug is a great alternative if the head and neck don't like being raised off the ground, basically. If you like for a hollow hold, you can also do a hollow hold. All right, just holding that position instead of rocking. So that's going to be, the hollow body rocks are 10. Dead bugs can also be 10, and maybe like a 10 or 15 second hollow body hold. Okay. For our Cossack squats, we did them last week. So let's start kind of the top of our list here. We did last week. So we have a wider stance generally. Okay. I tend to toe out a little bit. That's fine. You can have toes forward. And I'm going to go to this, my left. I'm going to sit into my left hip. right? If you need to release this adductor, it's okay to turn this foot up. You don't have to, but it is an option. My depth here is going to vary differently. We're alternating, so 10 total, right? So we're kind of, I think of a lateral squat shape, but I'm very much over the leg I'm squatting on, right? Keeping the knee over the ankle when squatting, okay? Heels and toes stay down. After your 10 reps, you have squat jumps. These are, if you're on the second floor or jumping is an option, we could just do 5 squats. But I do with the hands over the head if you're squatting. So if we're squatting, no jumping, do your squat width apart, something comfortable, hands above the head, breathing in, standing back up, right? Or maybe hands forward for balance. If you can jump, add a little bit of a hop, you can swing the arms. Good. After your 5 squat jumps or air squats, let's do your hollow body rocks or holds or dead bugs, any of the above. It's okay if the cameras follow the standing stuff and not the floor stuff. Oh, good. Beautiful. That's 1 round. Oh, good. That's round 1. You're doing 1 more, or sorry, 2 more, excuse me, 3 total. Yeah, these will make you waddle a little bit. Yeah, if you're doing the squat jumps, you can swing your arms. You don't have to keep your hands above your head. Or like you can use the momentum of your arms up or down to help with that height. If you're squatting, just no jumps. That's where the hands stay kind of in front or above. Yeah. You make those rocks as small as you need. If you're doing the dead bugs, Risa, you can keep the head on the ground. You don't have to lift your head up. Oh. Yeah, that's why the dead bug's nice. If your head and neck is having trouble, it's just hard to hold the head up. It's heavy. The head can be flat on the ground. That's, I think, a matter of choice, but often that's why I do the dead bug instead of the hollow hold, is my head and neck, if it's giving me some trouble.
Sorry, but Otter would like you to know it's half past walkies. He's late. Sorry, I didn't know if you guys could hear him. He's upstairs barking at Rob because he's like, it's time to go. We're late.
Yeah, I can, well, we don't get barks, but we get,
Noise.
well, you've heard her make those. It's not quite a meow. It's kind of like she screams at us or she's like gruffly like yelling at us.
I've heard her.
Yeah, when she gets frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we just think it's cute and then she gets more upset. She's currently in bed with her dad right now. So. Yeah. So it's okay to use the momentum of your arm swing up or down. Everyone has kind of a different method of how they like to swing the arms for their squat jumps. For a little bit of height.
Messing my brain up. I wasn't competent enough to do that this morning.
Fair. It takes a bit of experimentation to figure out if you like to swing your arms down as if you're like propelling yourself up, or if you like to swing your arms up. Good work. Breathing consistently.
Woo!
Spicy. So for the single leg deadlifts today, right, which is what we'll be doing next, we're going to be on the minute. So this is one of those things where if you find for whatever reason that your weight choice is limited and the volume is not enough to accommodate your lack of choice. So assuming you don't have weights heavy enough, it's okay to increase the volume per side. So maybe 4, maybe 5 reps per side. Just consider total volume completed. So you're going to take that number, 3, or whatever you do, times the number of minutes you do this. So just before you increase volume, keep in mind, you're doing it 8 times per leg, or 8 rounds, excuse me. If you're going heavier, right, 3 reps should be enough, or heavier is relative, but you know what I mean, load wise in your training.
Everyone around a minute for 8 minutes.
So you're going to do 3 per side, so
Yeah.
6 total, right? Rest the remainder of the time, do it again, rest,
Oh,
do it again, rest, do it again, rest, do it again, rest.
okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little more, and I'll talk you guys through this cadence.
I would just do these, but alternate every 3 until you died.
No, no, no. No, yeah, it's not like an 8-minute AMRAP or whatever of deadlifts.
Yeah.
That would be not
Mhm.
bananas, but that would be unnecessary for our use case today. So
Okay.
let me pull up my timer here.
So
Um,
it's 6 times 8. It just helps with the rest. Got it.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. We're just like we're just automatically putting rest in, right? So if you're in a traditional gym setting, this would be like pick a weight that's heavy enough and hold it. For many of us, we have 1 or 2 options. So pick the weight that makes the most sense for you. For your single leg deadlift, just want to baby reminder, you do not need to go with the foot lifted, although you certainly can. So if you're an athlete who likes to lift, my hips are still square to whatever. So my hips are still square to you, or let's say the wall in front of me. It can have be foot down, right? Or it can be foot up. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. One, of course, has more of a balance element. The other doesn't. So load can typically be higher, but both are going to be valid here. Okay. The way you carry your weight is going to be up to you. Just for the record, we haven't started yet. So if you want to deadlift, you can, but the clock has not started. Just a friendly reminder.
Checking out my balance.
Yep.
You know, it takes me around to get my balance.
Well, and I appreciate that. I just don't want to be like, but you didn't say it didn't start. And then you did extra.
Nah, I know you.
I know. I know you know.
I
Because you
make
do it all the time.
choices.
Okay, you guys good to go? Ready? Okay, we'll start in 10 seconds. My clock counts down from 10 here, so you'll need to, you can get yourselves situated, starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice job. Don't reaching for the floor, right? If you want to reach the floor, you can bend your knee instead of reach with your shoulder. Bend the standing leg if that's right.
No, balance. This is the balance leg.
That's fine. Turn that, so that right foot, turn your toe down. So turn your toe, your lifted foot, turn your toe down towards the floor.
Got it.
You're gonna rotate your hip inwards. Good. Lead with the hip, Arisa, not the shoulders. Yeah, so think hips and stop when, yeah, that's it. Stop there. Beautiful. You have 10 seconds before you go again. Hence the 3 reps, because we're only doing 3 per side. Arisa, I'm not sure how many you've done.
Uh,
But you've
I-
done more than that. You're starting now. Again, you need to rest. There's rest built in on purpose, right? So we are not touching the floor with your weights. The floor is hot lava. Yeah, for both of you. Yeah, there you go. Hips, not shoulders. Soften your knee, hips back. There you go. Nice job. Once your dumbbells past your knees, that's a good height for you, Risa. Good. Good. You have 10 seconds. If you need to take a round off, that's fine. 3, 2, 1, and go. There you go. Gently rotate. Yep, there you go. Nice job. Hips. Yep. Nice reset. Good. Yeah, a little toe down is fine if you need a toe down on that. So somewhere between a ball, the foot contact, or foot lifted, you can do combo of both. Good. You have 30 seconds.
Oh yeah.
I know, so much rest. You can have a dance party.
Yeah.
Just not with your weight. Put your weight down before you dance, please.
I'm gonna try heavier weights. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Some
Okay.
people the weight can be helpful, right? You have 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. Here you go. Finding your balance is always step 1. Balance and bracing, then you can start the lift. Start with the hip. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Nice and slow. Okay. Ooh.
Slow is fine.
I'm just having a dance party because I didn't fall. Okay, these are every time I do it, it's a win.
Parties, you can have a dance party, just have a dance party. There's no need, I mean, you can have a reason, but you don't have to have a reason.
That's true, but that is my internal excitement.
You
Didn't
mean
fall
external? Okay.
for all the internet to see. Woohoo!
3, 2, 1. This is your 5th round. You're doing 8. Nice job.
Okay.
Nice job.
All right.
Well, 3 more.
3 more.
Yes, my legs are noticing that I picked up a slightly heavier.
Good. That's a good, I mean, that's a unless it's painful, that's a good thing, right? It's painful is not good. Challenging is fine.
Challenging is good. Yes, I want
2,
to.
1.
I wake up at
Okay.
6 o'clock to be with you all. Although it is also for your delightful company. But yes. Okay.
It's nice to have moral support
Yes.
when doing hard things.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd much rather you take the speed out of this movement if you need to slow down. And if you need to do less, sometimes if 3 per side is taking you a while, you can do less than that. I will say when we're doing on the minute work like this, you have about 15 seconds before we go again. If you find you need to take an interval off, that's fine to take an interval off, right? If you're getting behind, essentially, or can't catch up. 3, 2, 1. This is round 7 of 8. Second to last. Penultimate, as you would say. Good save.
But to show you, don't even take your good side for granted sometimes. You still
Well,
got.
the good side can fatigue a little bit because it's trying to help the other side. So, you know.
Yeah, I always find the first like 2 rounds are kind of a shit show. Then I find my balance, and then the last bits are a little hard because I'm now fatigued.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go stay really focused for this last round.
Last round. Beautiful. When you're ready, y'all, this is your last set of single leg deadlifts per side. If you need to take the whole minute or a little longer, that's okay because it's the last interval. So the time is less of a factor here.
Yeah. Or
So if I'm feeling it less on this side, maybe the other side was working more.
Possibly. You also might have a leg that's stronger or just better at it, which is totally normal. So like it might not even be stronger, but like the neuromuscular connection to that leg is stronger. So it just happens without having to think so hard.
Okay.
There's lots of reasons. There could be, but that's kind of often, it's not always muscular endurance. It could just be like one side, like your left leg is easier to connect to brain wise than your right leg because maybe you don't do single leg work as much on the right leg, or it's stronger or whatever, who knows, more stable. So it doesn't have to think so hard about what to do.
Okay.
That's so like I find I have a side that works better. I'm like, I just do it. I'm like, yeah, I just did it. And so the other side's just like, I hear the words, but I don't understand what you're saying. Can you say that again? And that's pretty cool. Hmm?
I said, I'll see how I feel tomorrow.
Yes. Honestly, it's probably more gonna be Cossack squats that'll get you that inner thigh, that inseam, right? Is probably gonna kick in. That's because I feel like we don't train that very often. So that's gonna be what just is I think the most sore for most people. Our hamstrings and glutes are pretty strong, even if they're a bit tired. So we tend to tolerate those a little better. At least I do anyway. I'll speak for myself, than adductor work. You're lucky none of you have, beside with the exception of Coach Meg, you don't have a, a bench because Copenhagen planks, you would not like me very much. And you can't do them really without a bench or something sturdy. So look them up. They're
benched it really hard.
Yes, they seem to be popping up on my social media feed, and I looked them up. Oh my, yes.
Ben, you can go with a knee bent version first.
Yeah.
It's okay. First time I demonstrated them in class, I almost cramped. So I didn't. Almost. So we have some front-loaded good mornings. Now the front-loading element, the adding the weight is optional, I'd like to say. Full transparency, my back is a bit not great right now, so I'm not going to front load this. But if you're comfortable adding a gentle weight to the chest or upper body, that's fine. We're doing 10 reps. So this is going to be about hinging again, because that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna have my hands behind my back instead. And I'm just gonna have sending the hips back. I'm always gonna be a little braced. And just a gentle reach as far as I'm comfortable. That's about it for me today. And then back forward. So reaching with the hips, staying braced, coming back up. So if you want to wait, grab a weight. If you don't want to wait, that's fine. But let's do 10.
It's my butt that says good morning when we do that.
Right. So exactly. So it could be hamstrings.
Okay, high hamstring and glutes.
Yeah. I mean, but for some people, if your hamstrings are really tight, it could be the full hamstring, each their own. But yeah, if you're thinking fancy words, posterior chain is what's working here. Yes,
Like
the chest relatively high though. So keep the head up and chest up for me. Yeah. So we're not reaching with the shoulders, right? Again, we're not looking to do a forward fold, right?
No, we're reaching with the butt.
Yep, exactly. Your
Okay.
lunges are reverse and non-alternating. It says dumbbell if you want to add weight. If you don't want to add weight, don't. We have a guest. Say hello to the internet.
Mr. Brown. Okay, so reverse lunge.
Yep, stepping back. We are non-alternating. So do 10 reps on one leg,
All right.
10%. This really breaks your brain, alternate 20, but the idea of non-alternating is we fatigue one leg before you do the other. Oh. Good. Once you have 10 per side, we have renegade rows. This does require, I'll show you an alternative here. This does require 2 dumbbells. So there's a factor here. If you do not have 2 dumbbells, we can do shoulder taps or a non-weighted version, basically. So a renegade row, in the same way a shoulder tap, is an anti-rotation drill. I have 2 dumbbells here. They're about push-up distance apart. We don't have to do the push-up part. We're in the plank part. So I'm gonna have my hands on my dumbbells here. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead, find my plank shape. Here. I'm gonna go ahead, and as I pull my left arm up, right? I'm trying not to rotate my hip. Trying is keyword here. So you're doing 10 of those in theory. Hard than they look, you don't need a big weight for this. I have 10s, they're fine. If this is a hard no, or you don't have 2 weights, shoulder taps are fine.
Okay.
So we can go plank shape, same idea. Lift that hand, but not the hip. All right. So try not to rotate the hip, right? If you're feeling real fancy, maybe it's reach for the thigh, right? You have a little more time on attention. Let's do 10 total. Drop the hips a little bit if you can, Meg. Less. So in this case, speed is not your friend. I want slow and controlled. Touch.
I did 10 per side. That was a lot.
Oh,
It was just 10 total.
Oh, oopsie. That's why I got sloppy because I got tired.
Yeah, just 10 total. Hence the touch, touch, touch. The timer attention isn't that long.
right.
Beautiful. So if you don't have the option, and typically weighted plank, we're looking at like a weight, and not a weight vest necessarily, although if you have one, great, like a plate, right, on your back, which I don't have, which is fine. 25-second weighted plank or
Man,
plank.
dog when I need him.
I mean, he's hopefully on his walk already, because otherwise,
Yep. Are we
very
ready?
upset.
Are you
So we're going to go ahead and do plank hold. So this can be done either on the forearm, if you prefer, with the hands apart, okay? Or can be done with the hands in a push-up position. Does not matter which one, okay? Let's accumulate 25 seconds. It's okay to count in your head here, unless you want me to run a clock.
Oh, 1 o'clock. I'm so bad at counting because I'm
So bad at counting. Okay.
my breath.
So 10-second countdown again. You're welcome to join the party on this countdown or just run your own clock on this. You're starting in 3, 2, 1, and hold. You're just breathing consistently. If you need to shift into a forearm plank, that's fine. Five seconds. 2, 1, rest. Good work. Yeah, baby. And again. So you're basically back to the top of the list, right? So front loaded or just regular good mornings. You can say hello to your hamstrings and your butt. I will say someone, if you're on the flexible side, right? And you don't feel your hamstrings, that's okay. A little less chest forward, keep the chest up, yep. And more, as you know, hip back. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Instead of, yeah. Yeah, if you're on the flexible side, particularly in the hamstrings, I would say just lower body. Like you can forward, you can touch your toes without warming up. You might not feel that stretch reflex. That's not, you might not feel the hamstrings. So if you need to look in a mirror, just make sure your shoulders aren't continuing to travel once your hips stop. Or you don't feel like you're doing a forward fold, especially with weight in front. That's a different exercise altogether. The sore legs come from this, not your deadlifts. The lunges. If you're doing the shoulder taps for this next piece instead of the renegade rows, that's fine. You can, frankly, if you feel comfortable, go directly into the plank hold.
Yeah.
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 You don't have to, or you can take a break, right? There's no, like, it's not, I realize they are redundant. That is on purpose. But if that field redundancy is too much back to back, take a break. Nice job. Imagine there's a glass of water in your low back, and if you move your hips too much, your butt gets wet. No one gets hurt, but it's uncomfortable.
Okay, here we go.
Nice, Arisa. So as you pick up those weights, one at a time, just rotate your hip down before you pick it up. It's a bit of an overcorrection, right? You're gonna feel that bottom right or left quadrant of your abdomen kick in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is a family show.
Kirstie, just gasping. I swear.
No, Nikki is wearing a robe.
Oh, don't flash this, Nikki. I've seen you got enough this year.
I guess you're triathletes, so
All of it.
I feel like you're triathletes, so I guess it's par for the course, huh?
Well, for anyone that was there at transition at the Stanford Triathlon.
Oh, you got to see that woman in full.
So did someone completely change?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently she's been warned and she's done it before too.
That sounds like she just doesn't care, or
Yeah, but it's against the rules. So
Yeah, you
Well-
can't change it. Listen,
I understand that, but I'm saying I don't think she cares, right? I don't think she cares it's against the rules. She's just
Yep.
like, I'm gonna get it naked right now.
but also chaos of a Iron Man changing tent. I'm like, what is happening? There's like panic.
Nice work. For the present time people, we have 4 minutes remaining. Don't feel like you have to rush through any of this. So if you only get through 2 rounds and a bit, you don't get through all 3, that's okay. Stop the lunges. For your shoulder taps or renegade rows, either variation is fine, especially depending on your equipment choice and your ability here. You can rest or take a break. Rotate the hip downwards before lifting up the hand. Yeah, on that side you're lifting the hand up on. Good work. The slight rotation down. If you tend to overcorrect, think nice and even. Good. I trust you to count, Meg. It's okay if it's a little wonky. Good.
Oh my gosh, are you all listening to me breathe? Let me mute myself.
That's okay. We have 2 minutes left anyway. So let's just take a break.
That was 3 sets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yay! Did it! But yeah. Oh, pardon my. Oh, I'll edit that out.
Or not.
That's what we pay for.
No, this is not made for kids, YouTube.
Well, I'm glad you had a good race. I mean, all things considered.
I did not die.
Where was your race, Meg?
Nebraska.
Ew. That's why you had so many bug bites. Midwest.
Western Nebraska. It was pretty. It was very bluffy.
Yeah.
It was a lot hillier than one would think. I was
Sure.
like, how is this only 3K of elevation? It's the hilliest 3K I've ever ridden. You know what I mean? Like it was just it was mostly just perpetually up. 2 drops. That was it. The rest was like rolly or up, but also the rollers were not enough to like get any momentum into the next roller. Do you know what I mean? So it was like if you were doing Santa Cruz, like they were a lot like that, except it was gravel. And so you had to kind of like if they made you stop at the bottom of every roller in Santa Cruz and then start again, it was kind of how it felt.
That's something I'm really bad at actually, is holding. I can go up or down, but holding momentum and gearing correctly to get up the second. I'm always like
In gravel.
no, in general. Just
Yeah.
something I'm working on, but something I tend to struggle with in general.
That's my
clear.
favorite thing because I'm like, let's go, But
Speaking of Santa Cruz, I saw something that they finished rebuilding West Cliff Drive.
well, that's good. That means there won't be the course probably won't be long because
You mean the run won't be 13.4 miles?
And you won't have to cross by people on your bike ride, be able to reach out and touch the person.
Oh, that was sketchy in the the sprint in the Olympic. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good news. That's good news.
Yeah. I guess I'll sign up.
Oh, yes, because prices are going to go up in a few days.
Oh no, I'm talking about the half.
Oh, you're doing the half. Okay.
Yes.
I did the sprint last year and I was like, what the hell? When do I eat? What is this race?
Not
This is
until
hard.
Okay. Well, then you're hearing it first. I think I'm going to sign up for the Olympic again
Yay!
and forego the ambulance ride this year.
I'm just saying, all the cute lifeguards quit. So, oh my goodness. They all moved away, So
Might as well just do the race.
yeah, might as well finish the swim instead of getting a free ride.
Did the swim get shorter?
No, the swim does not get shorter. They just need more buoys.
Maybe they'll have more than 2 buoys then this time. They'll have to.
The swim for the sprint was like, just go over there. It's fine.
Just full transparency, guys. It's 7:02. So for those of you with a schedule, I'm here, but
I got a schedule. I got to go make coffee, and it's 8:02 here. Oh my god.
okay, fine. 7:02 PST.
It's time for Moss Cafe.
More coffee.
Oh, one quick,
Hmm.
bye, Arisa. Kirstie and Nikki, did you see that they have room on like Friday and Saturday night at their house?
Oh, we booked a place in South Lake Tahoe.
Who has room?
Morella, Beth.
Oh, Nikki wants, yeah, we have a place in South Lake Tahoe, I guess.
Okay,
But
letting you know in case you wanted to, in case it was closer and or cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. Like they're literally like across the street from the race.
but we'll check it out. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, it's in the thingy.
The yurt.
Yeah.
Some
No.
people don't know. Are they staying in a yurt? Is that what they're saying?
No, it is the place that had the only thing that was available was a yurt.
Oh, okay, but they don't have a yurt. Okay.
Okay.
It's like a cabin.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.